The Dark Lake. Alana had always felt drawn to the tranquility of the countryside. After years of living in the city, she decided it was time for a drastic change. She bought a small cabin near a remote lake, known by the locals as Dark Lake. The crystal-clear water and tree-lined shores seemed like the perfect setting to start her new life. The villagers nearby were friendly, but whenever Dark Lake was mentioned, an uncomfortable silence fell. Curious about this reaction, Alana began to ask discreet questions, but the answers were always vague and evasive. Determined to learn more, she decided to investigate on her own. One afternoon, while exploring the surroundings of her cabin, Alana found an old lady gathering herbs near the lake's edge. The lady, who introduced herself as Marta, seemed to have a deep knowledge of the local history. Intrigued, Alana began talking to her, mentioning the rumors she had heard about the lake. Initially reluctant, Marta eventually gave in to Alana's curiosity and determination. With a serious look, she invited Alana to her house, promising to reveal the truth. At Marta's home, Alana encountered a collection of old documents, letters, and maps detailing the history of Dark Lake. Marta explained that these documents had belonged to her family for generations, and told the story of a dark pact made between the village's ancestors and an aquatic entity known only as the Shadow. In exchange for prosperity and good harvests, an annual sacrifice was offered to the lake. Those who refused to fulfill the pact faced terrible consequences. According to Marta, the pact was broken decades ago when the villagers, tired of living in fear, stopped fulfilling their promises. Since then, the village had fallen into darkness, and the Shadow was trapped in the lake, awaiting a new pact to be released. Alana was fascinated and disturbed by what she heard. Determined to learn more, she began to study the documents meticulously, comparing the information with what she observed at the lake. In one of the letters, she found a detailed description of an ancient ritual that could directly communicate with the Shadow. One night, Alana decided to perform the ritual. With the necessary items in hand and Marta's instructions, she went to the lake's edge under the full moon. At first, everything was quiet, but soon the water began to stir, and a dark figure emerged, its eyes glowing with an ethereal light. Yes, that sinister and terrifying being was the Shadow. The entity spoke with a deep, resonant voice, confirming the legend and explaining that the pact had been broken years ago. Since then, the village had fallen into total darkness, and the Shadow was trapped in the lake, awaiting a new pact to be released. Frightened but determined, Alana proposed a new agreement. Instead of human sacrifices, she would use her skills as a writer to document and share the lake's history, ensuring that the pact would never be forgotten. The Shadow accepted but warned that the price of failure would be high. In the following days, Alana wrote feverishly, transforming the legend and her own encounters into a book. She sent the manuscript to several publishers, until one showed interest and decided to publish the work. The book, titled The Secret of Dark Lake, became an instant success, attracting tourists and scholars to the village. As time passed, prosperity returned to the area, and the lake became a well-known attraction. Alana continued to live in her cabin, always vigilant and committed to keeping the story alive. The lake's whispers calmed, and the Shadow was never seen again. Even so, Alana knew that peace was fragile. She continued to write, aware that the story needed to be told from generation to generation. The lake, with its dark glow, held a secret that could never be forgotten, and Alana was determined to protect that pact, ensuring that the Shadow's silence remained forever.